The essence of magic is murder. We trick ourselves, thinking our cause to be that of innovation, our words written in hope of a brighter future. This is a folly of the most unholy sort. The first man to see the weave did not smile when he thought of the good he could do with such a boon, or of the people he could heal with the power in his hands. He was like you. He smiled when he saw fire. The flame is a cruel mistress. You cannot tame her, but touch her kindly, and she is yours. Imagine for a moment magic. You worship it every day, every night. Your life for the past 18 years has been one lived in spell circles. You wake, hear the bells, and spend your hours casting spells. Most find work, find love, find something more. But for you there is nothing more. Nothing grander than this pursuit, this feeling, this heat. These discoveries are worth any and every sacrifice. You would give your life. You will give your life. And why? The blight, a natural disaster unlike anything that's ever swept through the city you call home. It started hundreds of years ago, and still it reaps. They say it first began in the winter, with the treacherous snows. The miner on his way back from a cave dive was the first to see it. The reports say he saw black threads in the air. They say it looked like a dark snowflake dancing in the night. And they say that he reached out to touch that thread. His body started to join them in dancing, although he could not control it. Not when he started to bend with the thread. Not when his limbs started to coil in ways that he could not. And not when his entire body turned into that string, evaporated like mist. The blight came for every living thing. It would appear as if out of thin air, indescribable. Shrubs and flowers were turned to thread, animals became string, and humans would feel the blight the most. It could find you wherever you were, at your workplace, in your schools, in your bed at night. The threads would touch you, and your body would become thread. A gruesome way to end, the way your father went. And so you study like you never have before, not for yourself, or any selfish medals, trophies, or honor. You study so you can stop it. You and your late father are the only mages to come from your hometown, and that blight, that malignant force of evil, you know it, deep inside, somewhere in these books, is the answer. You'll find that answer, even if it rends your soul asunder. A knock at your door. You turn, dazed. Your mother. They're here, she says, and you nod. It's time. The man who now sits in your living room is shorter than you expected, but you kneel all the same. And this is a magus of the Institute, the highest school of magic on the continent, and he's come to personally see if you are worthy of its acceptance. Hello, magus, you call out. My name is not often I make home calls, and so far away, I risk the blight. You kneel even further. Forgive me, you say as you stand up. The letter word, who are you? I'm Nara. Wrong. Who are you? A student. I want to be a student. Who are you? Clicks, of course. You are one thing and one thing only. A mage. Look at me. You look up, and then you see it. A lance of fire heading toward you at a speed incomprehensible. Death. You hold up a hand, and a pure white barrier appears before you. The flame dissipates. Good. The magus smiles. The infant can crawl. He stands up, and fire lights in both his hands. Let's see him walk. Luminescent death hurls toward you, the likes of which you've never seen before. Yes, you've studied the books, read the text with all the zeal you could muster. But as the real thing rockets toward you now, you realize it hasn't been enough. It could never be enough. The books can't save you. You close your eyes, and as death leans in for a kiss, you let your instincts guide you. A novice would meet him with water, hoping for an elemental victory. But you're no novice. With his level of craft, his fire would swallow your water whole. Your father, God rest his soul, taught you one thing about fire. The flame is a cruel mistress. You cannot tame her, but touch her kindly, and she is yours. And so you don't seek to smother his fire, you seek to control it, to weave it. You summon the air. His fire reaches you with the strength of a hurricane, and you do not repel it or run from it. You extend both hands in the art of masters of old, and you guide it home, amplifying it with the currents of air that surround you. You take care to make sure your mother isn't hurt, and you barely catch it, but out of the corner of your eye, you could swear. The Magus smiles. He waves a hand. You send it toward him, and half of you is scared that you've killed him, half of you is scared that you've sent too much. He waves a hand, and your attack dissipates. Gone. Good, good, he nods, and stares you down in a heartbeat of silence. I want you at the gates in 2 days. Your mother cheers and laughs. Finally, your hard work is paid off, but you don't smile. There's so much work you still have to do. He turns to go, then stops, turns back. He holds up a hand and the world stops. The air condenses under the weight of his gaze. The room is gone, your mother is gone, and all the surroundings are replaced by an empty space in which only you and him exist. My name is Amos. I knew your father before his passing. We were in the same class, and he was like you. He longed for discovery. He longed to prove himself. He was a good man, a good mage. Thank you, you say. I want to be just like... No, you don't. He looks at you, almost looking through you. Good mages read history. Strong mages fill the pages. You will be strong. You nod, and he evaporates. The carriage ride is bumpy, but that doesn't matter. The journey in your mind is enough to keep you company. After all these years, you finally have the chance you've always wanted. The chance to change the world for the better. To finish the work you've been striving for all your life. The work your father started. And so no, you don't spend your time gazing at the views or admiring the scenic hillside. Your mind is where it's always been, chasing spells. You weave works of fire that trickle down in your hands, noting density and heat. You call down spittles of rain that coat the surrounding grass and note on its pressure. And as you leave your hometown, as you leave the blight that plagues your country, you weave a spell of protection for your mother. You pray it will save her, should blight take her. You pray it never has to activate. And soon, pebbled hillside makes way for a golden sunrise. And beneath that sunrise, the capital. The carriage marches ever onwards. Beneath that domineering statue of the city's founder, the first Magus. Through the jeering markets full to bursting with tradesmen and wares from all over the world. Everything here is powered by magic. From the teapots to the gates on the road. Magic lanterns light the noon. Magic storefronts shine in the twilight. It's a city of spells. Cheering children, waving women all welcome you through the gates because your carriage holds the next generation of mages. And you haven't noticed, distracted as you were, but there are other people in the carriage. Skin, hair, and eyes all of different shapes and colors. The best young mages in the entire world. You stand among them, but you know you're destined for more. One day, you'll stand above them. The carriage arrives and your mind's journey is at an end, and finally, you look outside. It is said that there is nothing more beautiful than the northern star at nightfall, but now you realize that whoever said that must not have seen the Institute. Words cannot describe the thoughts that fill your head upon first glance at that storied wall. As you walk out of the carriage and stride through the halls to the main chamber, you are spellbound. The towers, the spires above them would put castles and kingdoms to shame. This is more than a school, more than a place. This is a symbol of the unending search for knowledge, the still burning light in the ever-dark. It is to be your home. Hello. You turn to see him there, a wiry boy with white hair and darker skin. You stare for a long, uncomfortable silence before you sigh. Nara, you reply. I'm Finley, but you can call me Finn. He smiles as he holds out his hand. A pleasure. You take it. There's a rumor about you. They say you're from the Blightlands. You nod. Yes, I am. And he smiles. I too come from a place far away. The deserts of Meren, believe it or not. The others don't seem to like that. He nods over, and you see them then. A group of teens your age, all snickering and laughing. And when you catch their eye, they turn quickly. It appears that young people are the same no matter where you go. You smile at Finn and extend a hand. It's lovely to meet you. And you walk with him inside the main chamber. And at the front, you see him there. Amos, the mage who came to your house, stands in front of the crowd of new students. He raises a hand, and silence falls like the rain. He looks around, eyes catching yours, and dancing over. You have been welcomed to the Institute from near and far. We make no exclusions for outsiders. We open our gates to all who are born, who are called to study the transcendent art that the uneducated call magic. You've grown up gifted, I'll grant you all that, but compared to what you will learn here, you are children touching the candle flame. In these halls you will feel it burn, and through that fire you will discover worlds beyond understanding, meet friends that will last a lifetime, and enemies that will last longer. The other professors laugh at that, and he continues. Make no mistake, talent brought you through that door, but nothing less than the tenacity of a starving animal will keep you from leaving it. Expulsion is a tightrope. Balance is required, and humility even more so. The courageous will fall, righteous will crumble like autumn leaves, but only those dedicated more than morals, more than goals or cause, only those dedicated to study magic for magic alone, for the sole purpose of discovery, will survive. Make your rooms, meet your peers, and choose a roommate. Choose well. Classes start in the morning. The night comes quickly, but you don't mind. You and Finn decide to be roommates, and you spend the night talking of your homelands, your specialization in magic, and your goals in studying at the Institute. He tells you his lands are plagued by a most unholy entity. They call it the Dune Walker, and he says it's been manipulating the royals of the country for thousands of years. He seeks the pinnacle of magic in an effort to go back to Meren and Archmagus and slay that fiend once and for all. You tell him of your lands and the blight that's plagued it for thousands of years. You tell him it chooses at random, appears as black thread in the air, and turns all life surrounding it into that same thread. Together, you say it once, and make a silent promise. When you graduate, you do it together. First, you'll go to Meren with him and help him slay that vile Dune Walker, and then you'll journey back home and find a way to end the blight once and for all. You nod to each other and laugh through the night. This is the start of a long and hard journey, but you'll face it together. You'll come out strong as mages of the Institute, and all will be. You see the note slide under the door, but when you read it, it confuses you. 2 children have entered. 1 mage may leave. What does it mean? You turn to Finn, hiding the note. Wait, why did you hide it? You're not sure, but when he asks you what it was at the door, you tell him nothing. The note. What's with the note? What does it mean? 1 can leave. Then you hear it. Sounds of magic through the walls, and you know those weaves well. Battle spells. And the sounds of wailing and crying from behind the door. What's happening? Finn stands up, panicked, and you hide the note from him as you reel. No, this can't be happening. The note doesn't mean what you think it means. But as you stare at the confused mage in front of you, you know all too well that it does. You know all too well that only one of you can leave this room. You think on this kind boy who befriended you when no one else did, who shared stories of a country plagued by evil that only he can save, a country relying on him to do well, to graduate, to use this knowledge and magic to save his kin. Then you think of Adrian, the local fisherman, and his infant son, taken by the blight on his birthday. You think of Lyra, the local singing girl. The blight stole her little sister last fall. The city has heard no song since. You think of your father, taken so quickly, right before he was about to discover something that would have changed the world as an archmage. The dread anger rises in you then. You look upon Finn, and for a moment he's not a boy, But the Blight, he is not a fellow mage, but an obstacle put in your place for you to save them, to save everyone. It's a pity, but the greater pity would be for you to perish without fulfilling your quest, your destiny. Think of the thousands, the millions who would fall should you die here. He has people depending on him as well, and that weighs on your heart more than you can say. But you still take that step toward him. What's all the noise about, he says. He's still confused, but even without the note, you would know, and that is the difference. Come here, Finn, I want to show you something. You beckon him forward, and he walks up. He trusts you, and a tear starts to fall down your cheek. Nara, why are you crying? It's okay. He reaches out, and you reach out a hand, and you touch his cheek. I'm sorry, you whisper, and then the air starts to flow out of his mouth. He gasps, shocked. You know this isn't how it's supposed to be. You know that you're supposed to duel as mages, and the greater mage is supposed to win. But that's not how you're going to do this. You can't take chances, not with people depending on you. You have to be sure. You experience with a lot of elements, but here air is the most kind, air is the most humane. But he does not thank you as his skin starts to pale and his eyes go wide and shocked. He does try to speak, but you shake your head and pull more air. He doesn't need to talk. In his eyes you see his words. What are you doing? What's going on? I trusted you. I need to live. I want to live. You draw on the air all the same, and the threads of breath leave his body a husk in its absence. I'm sorry, you cry as you do it. Tears now rainfall in your eyes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He tries to respond, but you don't let him. You pull and pull and pull, and as you pull you notice something. Your magic is stronger, far stronger than it's ever been before, far stronger than it has any right to be. You almost can't control it. This pace, this fury, this yawning mouth of strength that is opened. You feed it until it is full. You feed it until there is no more. And you stop. He drops to the floor, and you catch him before he can fall too far. You cradle him in your arms for a long while as tears mark your face. You're there until morning, when the professor opens the door. You do not let him go when the professor enters. You do not let go when they speak and pull at you. You only let go when a spell puts you to sleep. You wake in your dorm room. Finn's bed is gone. It was not a dream. You are alone. A fellow student walks in after you, tells you you'd missed the first day, tells you the next class is starting soon. You nod and follow him to your classroom. It's simple. A room surrounded by chairs made of earth magic, and a table at the front made of dancing flame. The professor, a magus you don't recognize, floats above that table in the center of the room. You look upon your fellow students, the survivors of the night, and the same dead expression lies on each and every face. At the front, the professor does not need to wait for silence. What is the essence of magic? He says to no one in particular. Is it power? Fame? Glory? No one raises a hand. Sacrifice, he says. As you've all learned, magic requires sacrifice. There exists no more powerful spell than that infused with the will to end a life. How can we use this, you ask? Do we go killing mages for every spell we cast? No. Listen close. Your classmates lean in, ravenous. The Rune Realm. This is how we do it. There exists a world not so different from our own. A world which the first magus, the creator of magic, established for just this reason, the sole purpose of strengthening our magic. It is a world of light, far away from our city. Now close your eyes. The mages in attendance close them. Think of a dormant fire spell. Shape it, form it, mold it to your liking. Now think of the feeling in the dorms last night, the power that came to you in those final moments. Hold on to that. It's hungry, it needs fuel, it needs life. Now imagine in your mind's eye a land of light, a land of life. Control that light. Feed it to the hunger. Feed it to this. A pillar of fire bursts from your hand and through the academy roof. Your classmates scream as cinder blocks fall. The professor is quick, and he uses a floating spell to catch the cinder. All around you, you see your classmates' fire, powerful but not like yours. The professor smiles and floats over to you. "What's your name, mage?" he asks you. "Nara," you reply, and you take his hand. The school is everything you've ever dreamed it could be. Through the days you march through gilded halls of ivory and emerald, walking by flying classmates above you, invisible mages testing spells, and professors appearing out of thin air. It's everything you've ever dreamed of, a temple, a place where anything and everything is dedicated to the art to which you've given your life, to which you've given more than that, and you excel. At the end of your first term, you are named to the honor roll, and at the term ceremony, you are paraded in front of your peers as their better. Amos stands in front of you as a proud professor. You are named as a mage amongst mages, someone to lead them. The term ends, and your mother sends a letter. It's time for your father's memorial. The journey home is swift, no longer needing a carriage as you call upon the Rune Realm. Your air manipulation has reached a level unrivaled, and you land. You are surprised. Everything is still the same. The last time you were here feels like a lifetime ago. So much has changed. You wave to the familiar faces in the streets as you pass, and they wave back, but their faces are shaken, lost, frail. The blight has done its number here. You reach your mother's house and share a small embrace with her. You check on the protection spell. It's working. It hasn't activated. Then you go to the ceremony. It's short, with so few people who knew him still alive. You yourself only knew him in your infancy, and you find yourself forgetting his words more and more each day. The ceremony ends with the familiar sound of the bells, and as they ring, your mother walks up to you. In her hands is a piece of paper. "What is it?" you ask her, and she frowns. "He told me to give this to you when you were ready. I wasn't sure all these years, but I see that look in your eyes now. You changed. I know it." She folds the paper and tucks it into her pocket. Read it alone. She kisses your cheek, and you use your new Rune Realm magic to send her home. In the distance, you hear screams. Another taken by the blight. You linger, and then you fly back to the institute, restless. You reach your dorm, turn out the lights. Night now, and silence fills the space that Finn once held. You try not to think of that as you open the letter, looking forward to a message from him. Last words for you. You open it. The essence of magic is murder. We trick ourselves, thinking our cause to be that of innovation, or a word written in hope of a brighter future. This is a folly of the most unholy sort. The first man to see the weave did not smile when he thought of the good he could do with such a boon, or of the people he could heal with power in his hands. He was like you. He smiled when he saw fire. It cuts off abruptly there. It's ripped. No, you stand up. You need more. Words of magic written by your father. This is priceless. The greatest gift your mother could ever give you. And so as school goes on, as winter meets spring, spring befriends summer, and fall rules them all, you think on it as you study, and learn and grow, and change. He did not say sacrifice, as your professors have taught you, but murder. On the term break, you fly back home. You've always been better at thinking when you're at home. You fly straight to your old room, and you think, what is the difference between sacrifice and murder? You use magic to form a chair in the air. Is there something you're missing? Something? It's then that you hear screams. You pray downstairs to see her, your mother. She's turning to black thread. You scream without sound, and call upon the strongest restoration spell you've been taught. You call upon the Rune Realm. It does nothing to help her, but the plant next to her starts turning to thread, taken by the blight. Your eyes go wide. What? You call upon the Rune Realm. You use the strongest protection spell in your arsenal, and she falls to strength, and it does nothing for her, but you hear screams from the house beside you. What is going on? What is happening? You call upon the Rune Realm. Why is the magic turning on you? Why is she turning? The essence of magic is murder. You gasp as she is gone, erased. The Rune Realm, the supposed other world created by the first Magus power spells. It is your home. The strengthened magic that you've been using all this time. It is the blight. You lie there a long while in the emptiness of your mother, in the emptiness of Finn. What was it all for? Your whole life. To save your people, to bring them a future that the blight is taken away from them. To honor and avenge your father by slaying the fiendish power that put an end to his life. But if he knew this, if he knew the blight was magic all along, then how? How would he keep using it? Why? You have more questions than your mind can handle. Yet all you do is weep, and the tears mark your face where your mother became thread. You weep for her. You weep for Finn. You weep for the monster you've become. And after a long while you decide it is enough. It is time to face the music for what you have done, for the killing creature you have become in an effort to chase this art. You think of the capital, how many people pass away daily for them to power their lights, to heat their tea. The mages at the Institute, they don't know. Enough of this. Enough. You hold your hands together and command the power of the Rune Realm to devour you. You are a cruel creature, a fiend so obsessed with innovation that you could not see the hurt you have been doing. But you see clearly now. The veil is torn, and the bill must be paid. The threads come quickly, and they embrace you. Blight takes you. Or magic, you should say. Your mind erases as your body falls apart. The world of strings is stellar, a fitting end for a monster like you. The webbed threads are luminescent, and they coil and wave and flicker in ways unimaginable. You've never seen a sight so divine in all your days. You look around at these threads, and in the strings you see specters, images of those who have fallen. The first mine are taken, the millions that followed. Fathers, brothers, lovers, sons, daughters. Adrian's infant boy, Lyra's little sister, your mother, your father. The strings shout in voices that howl and whisper. They are everyone, they are everything, still gone, but somehow living, ephemeral, yet present, scattered, but united, and they reject you. And as one the billion-fold voices call out to you, at the united tone calls one almighty command. Free us, free us, free us. Being a mage is hard, but when you became an instructor, you took a vow to lead the next generation as best you can. And if you, Professor Amos, or anything, you're a mage of your word. You walk through the gilded halls towards your office, going over text results and acceptance scores as per usual. You take a moment to breathe it all in. You can't get complacent. You can't grow comfortable. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't appreciate that a knock comes at your door, and you wave a hand as it swings open. And there she is, the mage you found in that godforsaken country. The mage you have high hopes for, Nara. She eyes you there, for a long while. Can I sit? And she does. You look upon her face. She looks disheveled, panicked. Has she been crying? The woes of woman. You look upon her skin. Strange, her blood. It must be the light, but you could swear for a moment her blood looked black. I've discovered something grand. The panic makes her shake. Go on then, mage. Our magic. It's killing them. The blight. The blight is our doing. The blight is magic. The Rune Realm is my homeland. The first Magus lied. He's been drawing on my people for power. Every day, every second that we in the capital use the Rune Realm to line our nightgowns and fetch our water, life is taken. Plants, animals, humans. The thousands of years we've struggled with this plague has been because of the Institute. Because you've all taught this blasphemous version of magic based off sacrifice. Magic is not sacrifice. It's murder. You read it, didn't you? The girl stops, unsure. What is happening? Your father's work, you continue. I thought I had found all the copies, but it seems one has indeed gotten away from me. Your mother, then? Oh, I hate not being thorough. The girl stops. You knew? Her throat catches. She tries to puke and black bile comes out. You're supposed to find out in your final year, Nara. Of course you'd exceed my expectations. You stand, try to embrace her, and she backs away, eyes turning hard. Every day children die to heat your bedsheets, and you knew? Remember what I said when you arrived, girl. You must climb higher than base aspects like some perceived morality. A mage must be a mage for the sole purpose of magic itself, of innovation, of discovery. Your father, wrong as he was, saw that at least. I brought you here because I saw him in you. The fire, of the ability to strive for magic and magic alone. You ask me of the dead, but speak of the living. Do you think you killed Finn because you were the better mage? Think, Nara, think. Do you really imagine that the note came precisely when you would be at the door? I believe in you. More than anything, more than anyone. You see how we prosper here? How disease is cured, how life is treated with respect and honor. An honor built on corpses, she chokes out. All honor is built on corpses. Life is built on sacrifice. Think of your lectures. How much good have you done? How much good can you do? He floats into the air, looking down at you. We are at the forefront of innovation. It is our duty to use this power to discover, to evolve our race as a whole. Your father was a great man, but as I said, you cannot be anything but a mage. Come out of his ashes, be better than he could ever. Ashes? He died to the blight. The light in the room starts to fade. The shadows grow deeper, as if gaining life. Start talking. Now. Yes. Look, your father stood at the door that you now face. He knew what you do now, and he chose wrong. It was quick, on my honor as a mage. You meet the eye of the mage who killed your father. Fire magic, as you know, is Amos' specialty, and he is nothing if not efficient. You people told me that he died of the blight when I was young. A necessary omission. The mage reaches out with both his hands. Nara, do not make the same mistake. I know you, deep down better than you know yourself. You might fool yourself with these pretensions of being anything else, but at your heart, you are a mage above all. I saw you in your dorm on the first night. I knew then that you were one of us, that you could abandon everything for magic. You rise then, to your full height. The black blood that pumps through your veins now fills you with strength like no other. You are right, dear teacher. I understand it now. He smiles as he floats down toward you. I knew you would see reason. Now let me comfort you. He reaches out, and you embrace him, and he holds you like a father. The fire pierces your heart quickly, from the back. Darkness indescribable. You can't see. In the distance you hear voices. We have to kill her, one says. Too true, another replies. She knows too much. She can still be of use. You recognize that one, Amos. She is not your daughter, Amos. She is dangerous. She must die. You stand up, open your eyes. You hear gasps. You must be somewhere beneath the Institute. And you are surrounded by professors, high-ranking mages of the Institute cloaked in black. At the ground of this chamber lies bones, human bones, and you're sure that these are mages that have done the same. Mages that have found out the truth of magic. Mages that have found out the truth of the Rune Realm. That died with honor. Your father, like as not, lies here too. How is this possible? One asks. Another readies his spell. I was sure I put her to sleep. Amos walks up. Nara, hello. We were just, you've all gathered together. Saved me the trip. She's too far gone. The spell-ready mage fires a high-level severing spell. Quick, clean, a mercy. You reach out your hand and out comes the blight. It eats the spell like a hungry wolf. The mage shivers then. What? They ask, how is that possible? She wields blight. What's happening? Who could possibly? You stretch out your hands as blight takes them, contorting their skin, stretching out their eyes. They howl in pain, scream in anger as their bodies stretch beyond all imagination. They cry for their mothers, their sisters, their daughters, the first magus, anyone to relieve them of this pain. Pity, he is not here. The only God here is the Lord of these bones that house the will of greater mages than these, mages with honor, and they work through you. They contort like the crunching of paper and their bodies cannot resist. Blight eats the magic they try to use, and as the strength that they have devoted their entire lives to flees them in their final moments, they are as infants, clawing for the light. It does not find them. All of that innovation, all of that science, that sacrifice, and they are crying. How beautiful to see men dancing. Amos, your old friend, walks up to you even as his legs go over and around his eyes. I loved you, he says, like a daughter. On my honor, please. You walk up to him, look the monster in his eyes. Honor is built on corpses. I have one father. He squeaks a word as he falls to the blight. A word that wakes you up. Alive. Your eyes go wide. What? The blight covers your body. What's happening? No, not yet. There's still work to do. But it does not stop, consuming you from head to toe. At first you could control it, but now, sudden as storm, it controls you. You are covered in black thread, making armor on your skin. Your head forms horns, and your eyes are replaced by empty holes. You howl in fury, and make a silent prayer to no one in particular. This can't be. No, you still have so much more to do. Where are you? Who are you? You don't know. You've never known. All you can think about, all you can breathe is magic. You must consume magic. Father. There is little else written of that fiend they call the Blight Lady. The kids around you frown. Tell us more, teacher, they cry. Tell us more. And you smile. Alright, don't blame me if you get nightmares tonight. They quiet in anticipation, and you dim the lights again. They say the capital became a hellscape. Every single mage who practiced magic was hunted by that creature. Every magic artifact destroyed. The academy was taken by the blight. Hundreds of students dead. The capital was razed. Mages were outlawed. And all those who were born with magic were taught to hide it. Parents would tell children in their beds should fire ever spark in their hands to hide it and never try it again. Because if you use magic, it can find you. It will find you. And chances are, it already has. Fear the Blight Lady. She knows. You scream, and the children jolt, and you laugh as you flick on the lights. Alright, any questions? You point to one in particular. How can we support if we like the story? Good question, you nod. Make sure to like the video as it helps me a lot. And also subscribe if you enjoyed this story, as a lot of you aren't subscribed yet and that would greatly help me out. I recently made a TikTok, so if you're on there, please give me a follow. I have Patreon, where I plan to start uploading videos a day earlier so supporters can have it as soon as it's finished. Check it out for my scripts, or just simply support the channel so I can make more videos, more frequently, and at higher quality. Also, join the Discord, we have fun there. I read this book called Blood Over Brighthaven by M.L. Wang, about a mage who finds out that the magic she's been practicing all her life has come at the expense of human lives that she did not want to be taking. That book really inspired me to want to create a work of fiction where someone who's using magic does not know the consequences of what they're really doing. Another book I would cite as a source for my inspiration is Red Rising, because when Darrow, the main character, goes to his institute, the ruthlessness and sheer violence that he meets there is very important in creating the ideals and worldview that he eventually takes on. And so those are two things that very much inspired this work of fiction. I hope you enjoyed it. Though I tried to blend these two ideas together, and I fully credit any concepts used in the video that are similar in these books to the original authors of the book, and I'm working on the book myself, so stay tuned for that. Thank you for listening.